YouTube is the hub for adventure. But what happens when one of the most creative social media platforms is restricted to creating inside the home? How do YouTubers work from one location? With the effects of COVID-19, it seems like everyone is under lockdown, and that's not just limited to not going outside. There's a lack of inspiration, motivation, and a general decrease in productivity. We have a conversation with some of the most popular creative people on the internet to see how they're dealing with this pandemic.
Since you've had to self-quarantine, have you noticed yourself struggling to be productive in isolation?
Since self-quarantining, I definitely feel a little less productive because I thought because I work from home all the time, I'd be used to it.
Probably the hardest thing is not being able to be out and about.
So I am limited to what I can shoot in my house.
Taking a little bit of adjusting with just how everyone else is now working from home, and
I feel like because I feel like I have all the time in the world, I am pushing things back.
So just kind of making it work. I don't know, I have all my equipment here, and
because it really is easy to work around.
Has it been difficult to maintain the momentum of your channel since being in quarantine?
It's hard for me to show what I'm doing with it not being repetitive.
But it's just different videos, and I don't think they're gonna be the quality that they normally are.
I'm finding I have the same amount of videos to edit, the same amount of work.
I had to kind of shift my content a little bit just to make more sense for people.
I don't know what to post. It feels uninteresting to post just me around the house.
How has your mental state been?
In the beginning, my mental state was pretty rough.
It is frustrating.
It's leading to me kind of getting a little anxious about, am I putting out the best content possible?
I think I had a lot of anxiety just on what's gonna happen.
I think for sure my mental state is completely dependent on how many times I open up Twitter. So I'm trying to kind of filter what comes through.
You don't know really just how much more time we're going to have doing this, and that's just kind of uncertain for me, especially because my cute apartment is by itself in New York and I'm sad about it, but overall I'm staying positive. I'm trying to lean on other people, and it's nice being home with my family who's super supportive. So
creating during this time is actually a welcome distraction.
I've just really been diving into editing tutorials.
All of my focus is on content creation.
I feel like now that I'm a week and a half into it, it feels like a new normal, and
we're all going through the same thing. It really did make me feel a lot better and a little bit more inspired.
What is your advice to people struggling with finding the motivation to be productive?
I think the best thing is to think that this is going to end and we're not going to be quarantined forever, so I'm viewing it as a way to better myself.
I'm a really big to-do list person.
Find some structure in your day. So
put on a different outfit at the minimum. For me, that helps so much.
What I do is kind of around Saturday, Sunday, I plan out the next week in terms of just the big action items for each day.
If you're too comfortable, your mind just wants to be lazy and lounge. I also like to have a dedicated area. So I have this office, but if I didn't have the office...
What about your current setup can you change? Maybe you can stack up your computer on a ton of books to make that standing desk, so you're not sitting down all day.
I recommend not having it in your bed because your bed is where you sleep, and I found that just my sleep has been really disrupted by sleeping in the same place that I'm working.
I, take that extra step to have my desktop set up
and keep it really tidy so that you can focus there. And the last thing I do that I tell everyone, and I've been doing this for over a year and it just works so well for me, I set timers of 25 minutes and then I put my phone and my computer on Do Not Disturb, and I only check it every 25 minutes.
Scheduling in breaks throughout the day is absolutely essential.
So allowing me to have some downtime is something that I'm using that helps me kind of push forward.
It feels a little bit more like a schedule and less like a free-for-all, you're just home all day.
So that helps a lot, and it also helps break up a daunting task.
I always pick 2 things that I want to accomplish each day, but I think just kind of limiting yourself and knowing that you can't do everything. You can do anything, but not everything, and
that's really my life hack to getting stuff done.
And also just realizing that when this ends, you want to be better. You don't want to fall behind or anything like that. So
this is actually a great time to maybe hammer out that goal that you have that you would never get to, but hey, maybe this is a great time to do that.
Because it is hard to be motivated when it's just you and you don't have someone looking over your shoulder, making sure you're doing things. And first, I was not good at it. So I definitely feel for people who are kind of forced into this and like never wanted to do it.
At the end of the day, I think we are the lucky ones that get to kind of do whatever we want.
Putting that into perspective, I think, has helped me a lot.
But at the end of the day, having a connection with your audience is so fun. Making videos is so fun. And it's just a great way to, kind of take a step away from the news.
I think what we realize at the Green Room is, what do you do when you have plans that suddenly have to be rewired? What do you do when you have something that's out of your control, that's preventing you from getting to your goal? You have to be able to adapt. It's definitely not easy to conform to a new routine being stuck at home and being expected to be creative, but what we can do is try our best every single day to show up. If you're a creative that's feeling isolated at home, know that you're not alone. At the Green Room, we're here to help you throughout your journey. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope this will remind you to always keep showing up and don't let this pandemic stop you from being creative.